We currently possess high-order technical capabilities, cognitive AI, quantum computing, and autonomous robotics capable of sub-millimeter precision. Yet, ask almost any economist or business leader, and they will tell you a globally perfect market remains impossible. There's a practical reason for this skepticism. If we actually instructed our advanced machines to build a perfect market using our existing 20th century economic architecture, the result would be catastrophic. For the last century, legacy economics has defined perfection as maximum extraction and frictionless efficiency. In the cold mathematics of an algorithm, the single greatest source of friction and unpredictability is the human being. To reach absolute efficiency, a machine must eventually optimize away the noise, which means automating or erasing the messy, unpredictable choices that define human existence. Under our current blueprint, a perfect market isn't a tool for human prosperity. It is a mathematical mandate for human displacement. Because we instinctively avoid that machine-driven outcome, we operate in a failing alternative. We run the global economy on a trust deficit, the built-in assumption that some players will inevitably act as bad actors. This fear forces a defensive posture. Citizens lock down their personal data. Sovereign states throw up regulatory embargoes. And massive corporations hoard trillions of dollars in dead mass collateral as a shield against potential counterparty failure. Economist Dr. Hyman Minsky identified the danger here. His financial instability hypothesis shows how defensive hoarding and circular leverage create structural instability, leading to a catastrophic Minsky moment where the market collapses inward. We can quantify this cost right now. The global economy is bleeding $33.8 trillion in deadweight friction. Our technology isn't the bottleneck. We are simply trapped in a defensive posture that restricts our planetary potential, rooted in the belief that global human cooperation is a mathematical impossibility. To solve this, we must shift our objective. We aren't building a perfect market. We are architecting a coherent system, one that replaces behavioral hope with the hard rules of mathematical physics. In this system, values like privacy, equity, inclusion, and sovereignty, or PIES, cannot be mere policy suggestions. They must function as hard thermodynamic scaling constraints within the network itself. This is the work of computational law. Using the framework established by groups like Stanford Codex, we can translate local sovereign laws into automated logic, or policy as code. When these rules are hard-coded, the network geometry physically cannot close a circuit if it detects a privacy violation or inequitable extraction. We don't have to ask enterprises to act fairly. The bad actor is neutralized because extraction becomes a geometric impossibility within the system's architecture. Initiating this system requires an ontological anchor, a fiduciary who legally and mathematically binds themselves to these constraints to prove the environment is safe for others to enter. While an anchor provides a starting point, relying on a single human perspective to govern the machine would simply automate that individual's subjective prejudice. To scale globally, the system uses Metcalfe's law to aggregate the localized truths of a massive, diverse population. Through cryptographic consensus, individual human bias is stripped away. This collective human edge forms the biological oracle, an unhackable, real-time watchtower that provides the machine with deterministic, objective truth. By mathematically neutralizing individual prejudice, the collective human mind safely becomes the guiding navigational system for advanced computation. When this biological oracle interfaces with the network, it identifies unmet needs across the globe. Legacy economics treated an unmet need as a charity case, but Nobel laureate Amartya Sen redefined poverty as a capability deprivation, a lack of the tools necessary to perform. Synthesize Sen's economics with Adrian Bejan's Constructa law, and the mechanics become clear. An unmet human demand functions as a thermodynamic vacuum, a low-pressure zone in the system's flow. When local humans cryptographically author their specific needs, they map out a frictionless deployment zone for the system to target. By applying cybernetics, the science of automated control, the network treats these voids as a command signal. The advanced capabilities of the enterprise are routed towards these low-pressure zones to restore systemic equilibrium. In this model, human suffering is no longer a market externality. It is a physical void that the technology is mathematically compelled to resolve. We do not need to pray for a perfect market. We simply need to architect a coherent system. This achieves a final division of labor. The machine is left to handle the frictionless, perfect execution of systems time, while human beings retain their absolute sovereign right to exist in the messy, beautiful rhythm of living time. True coherence is found when the limitless capability of the machine is strictly tethered to the biological truth of the human edge.